G'day. I'm just going to quickly show you a little bit more detail on this power stripping tool and its limitations, what it can and can't do. Yesterday in the mail, a proper paint stripper type tool showed up, but what I want to show you is how that works as opposed to some of the other wheels. We've got a very basic wheel, as I've shown you before, of just a Scotch-Brite type of wheel. And basically that one will put a nice polished finish on the metal. That's not going to pull paint off very much. We've then got this flapper disc wheel, which is a combination of Scotch-Brite and some 60 grit, and that one was working pretty well, but it has its limitations as well, and puts a nice finish on the metal, and that's basically what it's good for, finishing metal. This one, however, is a Discon brand disc, and basically it's a clean and strip type disc, and what that'll do is it'll pull up the rust and the paint. Now, part of the problem that we're going to have is some of this old paint is going to be very hard to just rip into with anything and pull off. Traditionally, you've got things like sandblasting. Not everyone's got access to sandblasting. It's quite expensive. You know, those guys charge 120, 150, 170 bucks an hour depending. And it's a bit risky because you can stuff up the panel. Everything we do on panels can stuff it up. So what I'm aiming to show you here is some ways around it that you can do it at home. Now, this particular machine is quite an expensive German-made Suna brand machine. You get what you pay for. So if you're a DIY guy, yeah, you can buy probably a $100 machine and it will do a similar sort of job. It's just not going to last as well, or have the variable speeds and the gentle start and all that sort of thing. So this one's got quite a few more features than the cheaper brands. Anyhow, cut to the chase, what I want to show you is how we would go about bringing metal up to this finish. I would recommend using a chemical paint stripper to soften the paint up, scrape off the worst of it, and then you can go over it with that sort of machine. That's not going to be necessary in every situation. In this particular situation on this door, that's original baked on paint, and that's not coming off at all. I'll just quickly give you a demonstration on what the machine will do on super tough paint, and then I'll show you on the other side of the car what it does on less baked on paint. So as you can see, that's barely touching it. It's not really doing a hell of a lot. You could do the whole panel like that. You'd be there for quite a while. One of the things you can do is pull this wheel off, turn it around the other way, and then it'll basically flick the other way and it'll make it a little bit sharper until it settles itself down into a pattern again. So what I want to do is show you on some less aggressively baked on paint. And this door here, I've already cleaned up the top of it just to see how it's going to go. This door's been painted before, and the primers and the paints that are on there are a lot less aggressive and it'll be easier to take off. Once again, this is making a pretty hard job of it, so there's quite a lot of material on there, and how it's working is it's burning it off. So I would still suggest use the chemical paint stripper to pull most of the paint off. Chemical paint stripper, after you scrape it off, it's going to leave a big scraped up mess on it, and it will leave all the rusty bits behind and things like that, and that's where a machine like this comes into its own. If you were to use the regular say 80 grit on a random sander, you'll achieve a similar result, but it'll just take you a bit longer. This will make it a lot quicker. So a lot of people think you're going to buy this tool, walk up to a panel and just tear off the old paint. On some panels, yes you can. On some of these older panels, no, it's not going to work that way. So just keep that in mind before you start having high hopes and expectations and putting a lot of money into a tool. I don't regret buying this one at all. It does exactly what I want it to do, because I understand the limitations of these sort of wheels and the limitations of what the machine is designed for. So hopefully that gives you a bit more information on what to expect. So that sort of finished there. It took me probably around about 5 minutes to strip this back, and probably another 5 minutes just to clean out inside here using various little discs and things to rip out the paint inside. So there you go. Thanks for watching.